There's the eyeball. Bray, are you brave enough to eat this? Are you gonna do it?
Long day.
We worked hard for this fish today. High five. I don't want to high five you. Oh, look at that slime.
Good job, Mommy. We worked hard all day for this one. Right, so today we're back in the kitchen, and what we decided to do is to start a little series of our cooks after the catches. Obviously, we eat a lot of fish, seafood, and we've always had our friends and just people in our lives always ask, like, how do you cook your fish? Like, what do you do with it? And I think we're gonna start here with fish head soup. That recipe or dish has been thrown around a couple times now in our episodes. The version of ours is a little bit healthier. Vietnamese cooking tend to like a little bit more sodium and sugars and stuff like that. And so part of that last Chinook that we caught, we did some poke with that one. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take the head of that fish now and we're gonna make fish head soup and really explain what it really is and the parts that you actually eat. We also was able to get a nice winter Chinook during the winter this year, and those are just really, really high quality in fats in their meats. And we don't like to waste those fish, so we're gonna use one of those heads as well as part of the soup today. But as an appetizer, we're gonna get the girls out later, hopefully, to see if they're up for it, and get them to scrape all the leftover meat on the carcasses and see if we can make a little tartare as an appetizer. We've been really happy because our youngest Cora, there was a day we were having dinner and she goes, hey, I want some salmon, we call them chicken in the water, and she stopped eating this for a long time when she was little, and then all of a sudden just said, I'm eating salmon, and started eating salmon. So she's had it like a couple times since, so we're hoping that she now joins us more often with the salmon dinners. We've got some fish sauce here. This brand, my parents call it the Three Crabs, and they think it's the best one, so that's what we've always used. And then we've got a couple of cartons of chicken broth here. When I have a lot of time, what I do is I make broth from scratch, from grass-fed beef bones and non-GMO chicken carcasses. But today we don't have that time, so we're just gonna do it out of the chicken stock that's already made and store-bought. Green onions, lots of it. My wife loves the green onions in there. She loves her cilantro as well. And then the chives are for the tartare. And we're gonna keep that relatively simple. And this is the carcass of the winter Chinook. So this one is that fall Chinook salmon head that we're gonna use, and then there's the winter Chinook. So you can see it's a lot smaller. You can still get some pretty good sized winners in the winter time, but they're generally a bit smaller sized fish. But you can see here that you've got, you know, people don't realize this, but there's like some meat under the jawline. There's a really good sized cheek here that you'll see when we finish cooking it or eating it. But like this meat here in the collar is some of the best meat. It is like so tender. And then just right above the shoulders too, it's just so melty. And so as much as we call it fish head soup, you know, where you're really eating all of the meat around the head. And same thing with this one. You can see this one's meat is a bit more, is red, not the white. This one will have a smaller cheek and all of that, but just, it's all gonna be super, super melty. So you can see that. We kind of put it in the pan and stir fry it for a little bit just to get the fragrance out. We're gonna show you how we deconstruct the head and what we put in the soup, what we use. My parents, when they make this dish, they eat everything. They think everything in the fish's head, the fats, the gelatin, it's also healthy for you, and they just don't like to waste. We don't go that far. I have in the past, but we'll go through what we actually use at the head, okay? So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna prep the carcass. When you're dealing with sashimi or wanting to eat fish raw, how you handle it is very important when you're preparing it for a specific dish. There's a lot of slime on these fish. So what I like to do is use a lot of paper towel during this process. You want to lay it down on your cutting board. I know I put a head on there earlier. So you want to make sure that you don't leave any slime residue on the cutting board. So for example, I'm going to take that tail. There's not a whole lot of meat on there, but there's going to be enough for what we want to do. And what you want to do is take more paper towel and you want to just pat it dry, because there's a lot of slime that just get on the fish meat on the cutting board. And if you're not making sure that there isn't slime on there, you're going to have some pretty slimy tartare or sashimi. Okay, just make sure we're not going to be eating slime. Okay, you want to get it off the tail, off the skin, off the cutting board, wherever you can. You can see there's a little bit there. We'll flip this over and then pat dry this side. Make sure there's no slime on the tail. Here we go. Hello. Later when I'm ready, girls, you guys can come and help me scrape the meat off. Mama went to get some broth. Okay. You can see the slime that's on there, right? Slime, bloodlines, all of the above. So if you don't do it, you're gonna taste it. Top, or you look at that slime that's on there. Right on the top. Okay, so the heads are a little bit more forgiving to do. You don't have to worry about the slime too much because it's gonna go into a pot of boiling hot water, and we're gonna just kind of, what's it called, blanch it and get the slime off before we put it in our soup, so then we don't get that same slimy broth as well. Honey, would you mind doing that for me? Getting another pot and just getting it in the back there. So for now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start cutting off all the fins, chopping the head into what it needs to be to go in the broth. We used to have a better pair of scissors, so a better pair of scissors is best. This one's not that great, but jeez, it's terrible. Add that to this new pair of scissors. Cut the fins off. Better. Cut off the gill plates. I go in here. All the way here. Same on this side. So my parents would actually eat the lower jaw, and I have in the past too. There's just some meat under there, but I'm not going to do that this time. And they'll eat all the skeleton and all the gelatin in there because it's good for you. But for us, we cut off the lower jaw right here. Invest into a really nice pair of scissors and it'll make life easier. We cut that. Same thing on this side.
Sous Chef Danielle.
Sure.
I'm going to turn on the broth too.
Sounds good. Yeah, just keep it nice and low. So you can see in here that right there's a piece of meat right in there. So you could eat that if you want, but we're not going to do that. Do the same thing to the other head. Okay, so to deconstruct his head, you need a decent knife. You can use all different types of knife. I just use a cheap $20 fillet knife that I use to gut fish and to deal with the heads now. You gotta be very careful, obviously, but I'll show you how it's done, okay? So what I like to do first is I like to take the collars off, and right behind the gill plate here, you can run that knife right down to the spine. Same thing on the other side, and you'll cut it through. Just watch your fingers. I hold up the gill plate, slide it there, and it goes right to the spine, and you'll hear it. Okay, there you go. And then I'll flip it over, do the same thing on the other side. And you just gotta watch your fingers, okay? Right there. Once I kind of get right where it needs to be, you just push through, and there we go. There's the collars. For the head, we don't care about the gelatin in the nose, so if you spread the gill plates, it helps you balance the head a little bit because it's kind of awkward. And then we cut the nose right off. We don't get rid of the head because of the cheeks in it. And when I grew up, my parents always got me to eat the eyeballs because there was good fats in it and it was healthy. So we're gonna see if our girls are gonna try it. I can't get Danielle to try it, so I think she's doing pretty good with the head. So this, you can cut right through the skull because it's cartilage, essentially. The knife is getting dull now, so.
Watching you do this reminds me
There you go.
of one of the reasons why, I wouldn't say I decided to go on a date with my husband, but after I met him, there was two things on his Instagram, because we were talking for a few weeks before we went on a first date, and there's two things that I was like, okay. One of them was his back tattoos. And the second one was he posted a whole video, like a time lapse, of him deboning and like doing what, I don't know.
Deboning a chicken.
Deboning a chicken. And I, for whatever reason, I thought this was the sexiest thing I'd ever seen. And this reminds me of it, so.
Well,
everyone has their thing. And this is mine.
I can gut fish on the table anytime you're like, honey. If that's what it does for you.
This is my butt. It's all in good ways.
The bigger the fish, the easier to manage. You can probably cook that too, but we're not going to do that. So, cut there. Use the scissors.
Can I add anything to the broth to help?
Yeah, actually, I was stir frying that to get it fragrant. That's what it all looks like there. So now we have a boiling pot of water, the broth is going, right? So we're gonna go ahead and put a little bit of fish sauce in here first. And really it's just like to taste, you know, you don't wanna put too much, but some people really like the fish sauce.
Hey, don't forget
Yes.
the important. My mother-in-law says the only brand that's worthy of using is the one with the crabs on it.
The 3 crabs, yeah, I talked about that earlier.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, that's the best stuff. They use it all the time. The other stuff is not as good. And then I mentioned how we do things a little bit cleaner and not as much. We don't do the sugars and all that stuff. My parents make it really good, but man, there's a lot of sodium in it. So we try to keep it just as soon as you start to taste it, you know, a little flavor. And now I'm just going to blanch these fish parts, and then it goes into there.
I feel like that's not the right word, but
Blanch.
I think it's parboil.
Parboil.
I'm gonna have to Google.
Blanch.
I'm gonna Google that.
So the idea, the reason we do this, and you'll see why here shortly, is we're trying to boil the slime off of the fish, right? And before we put in our broth, we're trying to make broth that's not slimy.
Well, you can see it in the water after.
And it doesn't take very long to cook in the broth either. It cooks really fast. You don't want to overcook it because then it'll be dry.
You can already see the water starting to change. All of the sliminess that makes the fish taste, or the soup taste fishy.
Okay, we got another one.
So I put that one.
Yes, into the bowl, please. Nope, I'll get you another. That's okay, thank you. This one.
Yeah. Yeah. Ew. You want slime hands? Have a paper towel.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Alright, so it's gonna add in the onion, the cooking's done last minute, and then wifey loves cilantro. So what we're trying to do is trying to scrape the extra meat off on the fish. So look, can you watch Daddy first? I hold it like this, close down, is a little easier, and then scrape the meat off. See, look, that just comes right off. Spine, or the carcass, or whatever you call it. So see if you can get all the meat off there. Just push the tip of the nose of the spoon down. Yeah. And we're just trying to get all of that meat off.
Whoa,
Good
look
job.
at you,
But
bro.
make sure it stays on the
You gotta
cutting board
have
and
fun
not
when
on the
you're
ground. Alright, here you go.
It will be gross.
You don't want it on the ground.
Eat it from the ground.
I think I've learned when you're cooking with kids, you just gotta let them be messy. You just gotta let them do their thing. Okay, so that's all the meat that we got from the carcass. So what we're gonna do is just dice it up. The easier way to do this is to put it in a Ziploc bag and mush it with your hands, but
Can you finish it?
voila!
Daddy said voila.
Not super pretty, but looks super yummy. That is Chinook salmon tartare with avocado. What do you think?
I'm eating salmon, that's what I'm
Okay, here we go.
getting the blueberries.
Start with we gotta let this cool down. Brea and Mama fights over these parts and help them out for the bones.
How is it, Core Bear? Yeah. You know what we say? Delish.
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 I ate salmon, Daddy.
What, you did? Good job.
What?
Look, Mama.
Cora,
You okay, Bray?
this is the cheek I am sharing with you. Okay, I always got them before. They're my favorite. Now Brea eats them, and now I'm sharing with you. It's the best part of
break
the
her off
salmon.
a little piece. Try it, Cora.
It's kind of hot, so just careful, okay? You can eat whatever piece you
blow
want.
it. Do you like dip or no?
No dip.
Okay, go for it. Let's see. Cool,
Do you
you're
like it or
eating
no?
chicken in the water.
It's okay if you don't like it. You can be honest.
The cheek's a good meat, but
It's not everybody's favorite.
do you like it?
Or do you like the other pieces better?
What do you think? Just be honest. You like it? Okay, you do like it. Ooh, tartare. So a little salt, chives, sesame oil, soy sauce, little ponzu, avocado,
That's beautiful because
and winter Chinook.
yeah,
Sorry, it looks beautiful.
that's hair in there. Hair in there. Hair.
He said pear.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Brea, do you want to try some?
No, please.
Mom's gonna.
Tastes like Cactus Club.
Delish.
Delicious.
More.
Alright, here's the eyeball. Brea, you brave enough to eat this? You think so? Do you need some dip sauce?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't eat that part. Are you gonna do it? Tell us about it. Tell us about it. What does it taste like? What does it feel like? Good.
Does it taste like eyeball?
Is it just melty? Melty?
Yeah.
Good job! Oh, seafood, good job. What are you eating? Salmon eyeball with chips. You're an adventurer, babe. Love it. Not hot anymore. What do you think? What do you
I
do?
want a little bit.
Try the whole thing?
You can do it, Cora. If you don't like it,
you
spit
just
it out.
spit it out if you don't like it. But just do the whole thing. Brea will eat it.
You want Brea to eat it?
Okay. How well do you try? There you go. There's a little bit. Okay, ready? Try it. You don't have to. You're the one that wanted it.
It's fine. You don't have to. But we're gonna stop filming then, and we're gonna dig in.
I'll eat it.
Yep. Time to eat. One last. Good job.
All right. Cheers, everybody. We're gonna dig in.
So we decided to share some more of the ways that we cook the seafood that we catch, because for us it's just so much fun being able to share this with our girls and show them how we put food on the table sometimes. These moments are a big part of this journey and what it's all about, teaching our girls where their food comes from and encouraging them to be open and adventurous with food. We really hope you enjoyed this one, and we'll see you in the next episode.